You are Locked On Celtics Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Boston, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Celtics simply take care of business again. I'm not sure about you, but I'm kind of believing right now that I was a little bored with the victory against the New York Knicks at TD Garden on Sunday. We'll discuss that as we welcome you into our latest Locked On Celtics postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime college hoops play-by-play announcer, former show host, satellite radio and ESPN radio. Terrific victory for the Celtics against the Knicks, who aren't going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game playoff series if they meet. You are right where you need to be. You are locked on with our latest Locked On Celtics postcast, providing reaction to every Celtics game on the Locked On Sports YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Celtics podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. With our latest Celtics postcast, we are going to discuss Tatum, Brown, and an all-in effort. All 5 starters in double figures. Brunson got his. Karl Anthony Towns, I thought quiet, but ended up with a great stat line. Got hurt late. We'll see how he plays going forward for the Knicks. But right now, the Celtics own prime real estate between the ears of Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation, watching live with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Don't be a stranger. Join the conversation. Hit the comment button. Join us and give us your one random thought on the Celtics. Could be more than one, but give us your thoughts on the Celtics win. Another double-digit victory against the Knicks, their 3rd on the season. We encourage you to subscribe to the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. You can also, we invite you to follow us on the Twitter, now X, at Lennox on Hoops as well. This episode of the Locked On Celtics postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Visit FanDuel.com. So the Celtics extend their win streak to 5 in a row. They're 3-0 this season against the Knicks. They pick up another game on the Knicks for the number 2 spot in the Eastern Conference. Right now, New York losing back-to-back games against Cleveland on Friday and against the Celtics on Sunday. So the Celtics right now 5.5 back. Cleveland home tonight, looking to extend a win streak, their current win streak, against the Memphis Grizzlies at home in Cleveland. This Friday, it'll be the Cavaliers and the Celtics at TD Garden. That's going to be the first of a long homestand coming up for the Celtics. The next 2 on the road, back-to-back on Tuesday, Wednesday. We get to that. We get to numbers tonight. We get to everything. Also, your comments here in just a few moments as well. So, first quarter, the Knicks on a 3 from OG Anunoby up 3-2. The Celtics scored 11 in a row, up 13-3, never trailed again. The Celtics have not trailed against the Knicks at any point after the first quarter in all 3 victories this season. I don't even save that to numbers of the night. The Celtics have trailed the Knicks by 1 on 2 occasions. That's it. They've won the 3 games by a lot. That's part of numbers of the night coming up a little bit later on in segment number 3. Porzingis with a block in the first quarter in transition. Holiday to Porzingis on a dunk. Holiday hit a 3. The Celtics up 12 in the first quarter. Celtics had a 10 rebound advantage, 18-8 rebound advantage in the first quarter. Tatum, big first quarter. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Celtics were sharing the ball. 14 of 23 overall, 4 of 9 on the three-point line, 6 of 6 at the line in the first quarter. And the Knicks were 8 of 26 overall in the first quarter and just 1 of 1 at the free throw line. Hauser had a 3 in the first quarter to make it 31-15. Hauser, then another 3 to give the Celtics a 19-point advantage in that first quarter. And then the Knicks, 10-2 start to open up the second quarter with the bench playing a big role there. But just not enough. Porzingis a 3. Porzingis with a second 3 up to 13 points, 48-32 at that point in the second quarter. Tatum had 17 in the first half. Porzingis had 13. Celtics in the third quarter, or the Celtics led by 21 at the start of the third quarter. They led by 7 after the third quarter as the Knicks put up 39 points in the third quarter. And made things interesting, but again, I was not bored with the victory, but unless you're going to make one of those huge comebacks and actually take the lead, even if it's even if you get a 1-point advantage, Celtics, did not allow the Knicks to get to with a one-possession game. I think they got it down to 4. But the Knicks rattled off the first 5 of the points of the quarter in the third, and then White hit a 3 and Brown had a layup. Brown then hit a 3, Tatum hit a 3, 13-2 run, Celtics up 77-50. About 6.5 to go, Holiday knocked down a 3. 11-3 of the game at that point for the Celtics, and up by 22. Knicks then went on a run. Tatum did play all 12 minutes in that third quarter. Knicks 17-3 run, got to within 13 with under 5 to go in the third. Horford hit a shot late in the shot clock. Brunson a bucket, lead down to 11. Karl-Anthony Towns with a basket, lead down to 9, 82-73. Knicks a timeout. Tatum cross-court pass to Pritchard in transition. Pritchard knocked down a 3. Celtics bench was a little light, quiet, you could say, on Sunday. But Pritchard was 0 for 3, then knocked down a 3, his first of the game. And the Celtics lead up to 12. Pritchard to Kornet on a dunk, plus 11 with a minute to go. Brunson a 3, lead to 8 late in the third quarter. And then Kornet a couple of free throws. Brunson a 3-pointer to make it 7. Tatum missed on the final possession on a drive to the basket. And then the Knicks got close in the fourth quarter, but got it down to 4 on a Karl-Anthony Towns 3. So still, it was a 2-possession game at that point. Lead from 27 in the third, down to 4. Derrick White, a 3, plus 7, a little breathing room. Derrick White, another 3, plus 8. And then they went from there. Holiday a layup, KP a dunk. Porzingis had a block in the defensive end. Brown a layup on the other end. The lead back to double figures at 12. Towns shown limping, going to the Knicks bench. Ended up going to the locker room. Came back from the locker room. But Brown then a putback and then another basket in transition. The lead up to 16 on a 10-0 run for the Celtics in that fourth quarter. And then final minute, couple of shot clock violations. Tim Legler alluded to it on ABC with Mark Jones to the point of, hey, you're letting the shot clock run out and expire. Those are turnovers. Okay. But the Knicks kept shooting the basketball. Right? 118-105 the final. 13-point victory. Led by as many as 27. Got it to 4 in that fourth quarter, but that's as close as the Knicks would get. They have not led at any point after the first quarter in 3 losses against the Celtics this season. Celtics up 19 after 1, plus 21 at the half. Led by 7. And gave up a lot of points, almost 40 in that third quarter, but pick up the victory. But it was Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. It was the starters for the most part for both squads. I mentioned Celtics, all 5 starters in double figures. But Karl-Anthony Towns was real quiet. I don't think he had his first made field goal until the second quarter. Ended up with 24 points, 18 rebounds. Josh Hart ended up with 20 and 11 and 9 assists. Like Jayson Tatum, finished an assist shy of a triple-double. Tatum, solid numbers. 8 of 20 overall, 6 of 6 at the line, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Missed out on his second straight triple-double. But all 5 starters in double figures. I mentioned the Pritchard 3 is only points of the game. Hauser had a couple of big threes. Kornet, 3 of 4 from the field, 8 points to lead the bench in points. And Al Horford had 4 points as well. And I mentioned a big bucket by Horford with a shot clock winding down at one point. That could have kept the momentum going for the Knicks. But again, Horford with the bucket. You avoid the shot clock violation. You avoid the turnover there. And, the Knicks hit some baskets late. All right, no problem. Brunson, 22, 9 of 19, knocked down 4 threes. But again, if you're the Knicks, you need more, again, both teams, all 5 starters in double figures. Hart played 40. Thibodeau plays his guys. Towns played 41. Brunson, 38. On the other side for the Celtics, White, 37 minutes. Tatum, 37 minutes. Brown, 36 minutes. So this is a game where it came to the starters, and the Celtics starters were just better. Again, against the Knicks. To your comments we go. Again, if you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, hit that comment button and join the conversation. The real Darrell was first to the punch today. Another business-like. Darrell, the real Darrell, you and I have to come up with something better than business-like. But that's what it is right now for the Celtics. The light has come on. It's time to go. They're going in the right direction. 41st win of the season, 3-0 against the Knicks. And there's no way I won't go to bed at night. I won't wake up in the morning from now until the time the playoffs start thinking the Knicks are going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game playoff series. There's just no way anyone's going to be able to convince me otherwise. The real Darrell, again, business like Wiin. Boston has opposing teams dropping their heads every time they go on a 3-point run. Yeah, it's demoralizing. The Celtics have had, stretches where they go cold from the field, and all of a sudden they knock down a 3, they get a stop, and they get another 3. White had a couple of those 3-pointers during the victory against the Knicks on Sunday. And yeah, you battle. I've said it time and time again. To get back in a game, you're down 27, you get it down to 4. It's not all about the 3-point shot, but the 3-point shot helps you exert less energy. I didn't think the Knicks were out of energy when they got it to within 4. But you just knew the Celtics were going to say, you know what? We've bent. We're not going to break. And they went from there. They made another run, got it to double digits, and that was the backbreaker right there. PK Tattoo. Celtics break the will of the Knicks with that last big run. Yeah, just alluding to that. 100%. There's just 2 levels to this game. There's just levels to this game. Yeah, in a sense of, again, the Knicks depart from Boston wondering, what do we have to do? What do we have to do to beat the Knicks? What do we have to do to beat the Knicks, Cavaliers, and Oklahoma City Thunder, the top 3 teams in front of us in terms of win-loss record in the NBA? Because they haven't won against Cleveland, Boston, or OKC at all this season. Blowout against the Cavaliers Friday, blown out against the Celtics on Sunday. And again, they lose by 13, 118-105, but it wasn't that close. It wasn't. They hit a couple of shots late in the game. Garbage time, whatever you want to call it. Joseph checking in. Love the 1 p.m. starts. I would have rather have seen a night game tonight because I could have gone into New York City and watched my Quinnipiac Bobcats take on Manhattan. I'm scoreboard watching on that one right now. There was energy at different times from the crowd. There's been a handful of days where the Celtics have been later in the day or at night when the Bruins have played on the ice during the afternoon at TD Garden. I would have much preferred to be outside. Or out and about on Sunday afternoon, because that's sort of been the schedule, and the Celtics play Sunday night. But I was fine with it too. We talked about it late afternoon. I think it's again next Sunday as well. So, Joseph, you'll be happy next Sunday for the Celtics too. Pascal checking in. Pascal, if I'm mistaken, I apologize, but I think it's been a while. Celtics defense has been on another level just a couple of weeks. Effort and focus is clear, and we were clamoring for that during that lull where they had. We're scratching our heads. When's the light come on? When are they going to go? Is it panic time? All those different things. Are they going to have to make a trade at the deadline? Yeah. And it's Porzingis, I think Mark Jones and Tim Legler mentioned it. We're going to hit a break here in just a moment on our Locked On Celtics postcast. Porzingis is playing lights out. Didn't score much in the second half, but just playing on both ends. It starts with Tatum and Brown bringing that energy and locking in on the defensive end. When they do, Celtics are going to win more often than not. But Porzingis right now, he's playing terrific. He really is, and on both ends of the floor, and it's great to see. And it's a big part of what the Celtics are doing right now as well. More of your comments when we return. 5 straight wins, great first quarter for the Celtics. Never trailed after the first quarter, and they have not trailed from the second quarter on in any of the 3 victories against the Knicks this season. All in effort across the board from the starters, both sides. But the Celtics again just better, led by 27. Win by 13, 5 straight victories. And when they got it to 4, when the Knicks got it to 4, the Celtics had the response. You love to see that as well. More on the Knicks coming up in segment number 2. We'll talk about the bench a little bit because, again, it was the starters who did most of the damage for the Celtics in the win against the New York Knicks. Glad you're with us on this Sunday. Celtics pick up the victory against the New York Knicks. Hey, NBA fans, our Locked On Celtics postcast brought to you by DoorDash. NBA fans, get ready. They swoosh, you save. Thanks to Dash Pass, every time a player in the NBA drops 50 or more points in a game, you score a huge deal the next day. It's simple. When a player scores 50 or more in an NBA game during the 24-25 NBA regular season, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order, up to $10 off the next day from noon until midnight. Here are a few ways that you can take advantage of this great deal. Game day feast. After an epic 50-point performance by an NBA player, celebrate by ordering wings, pizza, burgers from your favorite spot, delivered straight to your door. Late night cravings, whether you're staying up late to watch highlights or just need a midnight snack, use Dash Pass to grab something delicious while saving big. Lunch on the go. Need a quick and easy lunch the next day? With Dash Pass, you get your favorite meals with $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees as well. Plus, now you save even more with this exclusive NBA offer. Sign up at for Dash Pass and be ready to save when a player scores 50 or more points in a game. Dash Pass members get 50% off an order the next day, up to $10 off. Just use promo code NBA50 from noon to midnight after a 50-point game on eligible orders at participating merchants. Must have active Dash Pass account. Terms to apply. Visit DoorDash to learn more. All right, keep the comments coming with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. As always, we want to acknowledge and tip our cap to our everydayers and welcome aboard our first-timers as well. Also, reminder, keep going with Locked On Celtics with John Corrales, Locked On Celtics postcast as well. We do appreciate you making Locked On Celtics with John Corrales and the Locked On Celtics postcast your first listen every day. Celtics now 41-16 on the season. Can pick up a full game if the Grizzlies beat the Cavaliers in Cleveland later tonight. Hey, Cleveland on a roll again. Beat up on the Knicks. I still, at least for another week or two, if they can get it down to 4 games, I'll believe the Celtics can take over the top spot from the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference. Not sure if we get there or not, but we'll see. Hey, every once in a while, either our Around the League with random thoughts or our broadcaster observations of the day. Well, put it on the ABC pregame, whatever they call it these days, on Sunday before Knicks Celtics from the TD Garden. And I got to tell you, having to listen to Stephen A. Smith on a Sunday afternoon in February, for some, that could be deemed cruel and unusual punishment. He just outright roots or just blasts the Knicks any chance he gets. That's all I'm going to say about that. Pascal, really wish Tatum had gotten that triple-double. And he was trying to get it. I think he had a pass to Brown who really missed badly on a 3 last 90 seconds of regulation. Yeah, Hart on one side, Tatum on the other, an assist shy. Josh Hart, 20, 11, and 9. Jayson Tatum, 25, 10, and 9 assists. Perfect 6 of 6 at the free throw line as well. But, yeah, he was right there. And it would have been a second in a row. That would have been nice to see. Yeah. And late in the game like that, they're in the game. You had that one more possession, then took a couple of shot clock violations. But the Knicks kept shooting the ball anyway. There's sort of I don't want to say unwritten rule, but there's just there's certain that final minute. If you're going to take one and then a second shot clock violation, the other team, yeah, they're not going to, you don't want the final minute of 3 or 4 shot clock violations, but, Celtics had it in hand and they didn't push. There's been times this year where the Celtics have pushed. Your bench guys are going to go in there and score. Our bench guys are going to go in there and score. But a lot of starters on the floor late in the game. BMD 555. They're looking so locked in right now. Yeah, and you just want it to continue. I don't think it's peaking early because you've got a stretch here. You still got a full month of March. We've got another, 5-6 days in the month of February. Then you go a week plus into the month of April as well with the regular season. But, yeah, right now, 41 wins. The way they're playing right now, I want 60. I want 60 victories. You win a second straight NBA championship, there'll be people in the future who look at it, well, they won a second straight NBA title, 19th in franchise history if they raise the trophy up and take the trophy home again in June. But in the future, you look at, they had 58 or 59 wins in the regular season. 60 is a big number in the NBA in the regular season when it comes to victories. It really is. So you're 19 away now. And that number is certainly right there. The real Darrell won again. KAT needs a physical big next to him. He is not a number 2 option if you're serious about winning a chip. They're supposed to get Mitchell Robinson back. He's a guy who's injury prone over the course of his career. He has not played this season for the Knicks. He could bring a lot. But at this point in the season, when are you getting him back? And is he going to be able to be, bang around? I know they're working him back. Where they are with Mitchell Robinson, I don't know. But he's going to have to get acclimated, play with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, he's a rim protector as well. Energy guy, can rebound on both ends. It's a big piece they're missing. But I don't know that Mitchell Robinson, he could be a difference maker. But over the course of a 7-game series, you could see him missing a game or, missing a half. I'm not going to say he's the Knicks' Kristaps Porzingis present day, but, guy who hasn't played all season long, you're at the end of February, you're going to rely on him down the stretch in the playoffs, semifinals, conference finals. I don't get it. I just don't see that for the Knicks. Michael checking in. Boston is clicking. Don't know if they're going to catch Cleveland. I don't think it's again, the conversation the last 10 days is, doesn't matter if the Celtics are 1-2, they're still better. On the pregame show on ABC that I alluded to earlier, nobody's believing in Oklahoma City. And I said it early on in the NBA regular season. They may be a year away. But present day, you don't want to think about being a year away. You've got to take advantage of what's in front of you right now. And with that, OKC's not thinking we got to take our bumps in the playoffs and make it a learning process. A lot of us, me, it went from the Celtics to the Pistons to the Bulls. And it took a while for the Pistons to get past the Celtics. Then it took a while for the Bulls to get, we remember that era. Right now, OKC wants to say, hey, no, now is our time. We want to get to the NBA Finals. But if they get to the NBA Finals, I don't know. Rain, great win. Yeah, really was. Because you're 3-0 now against the Knicks. That is huge in terms of the Eastern Conference. Not that you've clinched the number 2 seed in the East, but you pick up another game in a head-to-head win against the Knicks. You pick up a game on them as they're right now sitting at number 3. And you pick that game up. You've got a little bit of breathing room. There's that margin of error as well. Numbers of the night. Look ahead. Celtics have a big homestand coming up. Can they take advantage of that? They've been the best road team in the NBA all season long. Now, victory before the All-Star break against San Antonio. Now, a victory against the Knicks in their first game at home at TD Garden after the All-Star break. Hate to say it, but it looks like it's really starting to come together, isn't it? I say that with a smile on my face. The Celtics win over the Knicks by 13. Part of numbers of the night, how they've dominated the Knicks so far this season in their first 3 matchups. Locked On Sports Boston, your team every day. We are presented with the Locked On Celtics postcast by FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there is no better way and no better place to get in on the action than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can still stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. You are going to love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps every moment of the game exciting. Whether you are backing your team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch 3, you will never feel like you missed your chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if you play and win your first $5 bet. Just visit FanDuel.com. Join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Numbers of the night, just a moment. Michael asking the question, why did Joe play all the starters for 30 minutes? What's up with that? I think this is a win they wanted to have. I think if it was 20 with 6 minutes to go, maybe it would have been a different situation. But even with a 20-point lead with 6 to go, Knicks go on a run, you might have to bring your starters back. It's not like he put his starters on the bench and said, we're going to call it a day. He understood, again, the Knicks got it to within 4. But this was one of those games I think Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics wanted. You've got Monday off, then you've got it back-to-back. We look at what's next in just a moment. But talked about the Knicks a little bit there in segment number 2. I simply think it's a win that the Celtics absolutely wanted to have on Sunday at home in front of the home fans. Again, you're not playing every single night, or every other night, I should say, the rest of the way. In that sense. So with the victory, as we get into numbers of the night, Celtics 3-0 against the Knicks this season. They've won by 23, by 27, and by 13. And it looked like it was going to be a 20-point victory for a third straight game against the Knicks in the regular season. Again, the Knicks had some garbage points there in the final, minute, 2 minutes of regulation. So the Knicks, they've been down by 20 or more in every game. And remember, opening night, they didn't show up. Opening night in Boston when the Celtics raised the banner from last June and winning the NBA title, 18th in franchise history, the Knicks didn't show up on that night. The Knicks, once you were down by 20 and then 27 in the third quarter, you've not led at any point after the first quarter in all 3 losses against the Celtics. You've lost the 3 games against the Celtics this year. This is the number of the night by a total of 63 points. I don't know how you take them seriously right now. 5 in a row, 9 of 10 for the Celtics. And with the current stretch that they're on, season high, 25 games over 500 with 41 victories on the season. 19 wins needed to get to that, what I think is a magic number in the NBA, has been for a long time, to get to that 60-win mark. Again, they won 5 in a row, 9 of 10, and 13 of the last 17. And really, over the last 34 games, 22 victories. 22 and 12 over the last 34. So the Celtics are just slowly building up here. Our finger was close to the panic button. Now it's not there anymore. But again, playing the starters, and Joe Mazzulla might have been one of those things where he said, hey, guys, expect to go tonight. You're going to be in there. By the way, I missed this. Shame on me. From the other night against Philadelphia. The Celtics knocked down 24 threes in that win against Philadelphia out of the All-Star break a couple of nights ago. And with that, they hit the 1,000 mark for threes made this season. Now 1,017 through the first 57. I don't know if they get to the Celtics team record of 1,351 made threes back for the 2022-2023 season. It was looking like that. Something they're not thinking about. It's something, just hitting that 1,000 number the other night with the 24 out of the All-Star break. I missed that number for numbers of the night the other night. Yeah, I kicked myself for a couple of minutes, but I moved on. What's next? Raptors Tuesday in Toronto. Remember, the Raptors do have an impressive win against the Celtics this season. Like to see Boston go up to Toronto and just take care of business against the Raptors. And then it's off to Detroit for the Pistons Wednesday night, so a back-to-back. Haven't had a back-to-back since L.A. Clippers and Lakers, and lost the second game of that back-to-back by 21 against the Lakers in Los Angeles. So it's been a little while. But this is the first after the All-Star break. There's a handful left, but most of them before the All-Star break for the Celtics. So again, they've done well. 5-3 in game 2 of a back-to-back. We'll touch on that Tuesday. And they've had blowout victories in the second game of the back-to-back as well. So we'll see if that trend can continue. But 5-3 on game 2 of a back-to-back on the season. again, losing the last time out by 21 in Los Angeles against the Lakers. But after the 2 games on the trip to Toronto and Detroit, 7 in a row at home. And it starts next Friday against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So again, Cleveland loses tonight against Memphis, and we'll see what kind of matchup that is. I might tune in for the second half of that one. But on the homestand, you've got Cleveland, Denver, Portland, Philadelphia, the Lakers, Utah, and Oklahoma City. So you close against the top team right now in the East in the Cavaliers, or open the homestand against the Cavaliers, top team in the East. Then you close it out on Wednesday, March 12th against OKC, the top team in the Western Conference. 25 games left. Need 19 wins to get to that 60 mark. And I certainly think it's right there for the Celtics as well. Just want to see if I missed a couple here. BMD just checking in after Pascal, hoping that Tatum got to the triple-double, saying same. He must have been cursing KP and JB, missing those last 2 3-point attempts. Yeah, I alluded to the Brown one. He missed that one badly. KP also had one there as well. But overall for the Celtics, the starters, 25 Tatum, 24 Brown, 19 points, 5 threes, 9 rebounds, 7 assists for Derrick White. 13 of the 15 for Porzingis coming in the first half, and 14 for Jrue Holiday. Not a ton of bench production. 12, 18, 21 points for Pritchard, Hauser, Cornette, and Horford combined. It's all right. 118-105 victory against the Celtics. Now 3-0 against New York on the season. As always, we want to acknowledge and thank you to our sponsors, FanDuel and DoorDash. Supporting our sponsors is supporting us with Locked On as well. And always, we tip our cap and appreciate you joining us as well on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. We will be with you after Tuesday's game in Toronto for the Celtics and the Raptors within minutes of the final buzzer. That's going to do it for us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your Monday as well. Locked On Sports Boston, #1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Do a friend a favor. They're a Celtics fan or an NBA fan. Tell them about us, and have us join us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel and the Locked On Celtics postcast as well. Locked On Sports, your team, your Celtics every day.